Hello world, welcome to another Reilly High School Spotlight. In this episode, I've got Andrew Walkowski. He is studying computer science at Rose Hulman Institute of Technology down in Terre Haute, Indiana. This week just also happens to be Computer Science Education Week. So we're going to talk about some of his favorite things he did in high school. He's also playing football at Rose Hulman. I hope you enjoy this episode about all of his favorites and how he got to where he is. Please give us a review if you're listening on any of the podcasts, and like and share this on YouTube. Hope you enjoy. Andrew Walkowski is joining us. Andrew, when did you graduate from Reilly?
I graduated from Reilly in 2019, so this past spring. So, yeah, I'm not that long of an alumni.
So where are you and what are you doing these days?
So I am currently enrolled at Rose Hulman Institute of Technology down here in Terre Haute, Indiana. I'm a computer science major, and I'm also on the football team for Rose Hulman.
So let's just kind of get into your favorites, because I think a lot of them have to do with what you're doing now.
Yeah.
What was your favorite class here at Reilly High School?
My favorite class was probably computer science, CSA, our advanced class. So the second year class, we have an intro and then an advanced. That and digital electronics, because both of them required coding and being able to like create some cool stuff that in most other classes you couldn't. And just with these little tiny kits, you could make the like little tiny robots, and it was really interesting that like someone like me could just make a robot like that. It was very cool.
What things were you involved with? What sports and what clubs were you involved with here at Reilly?
I was involved with a number of things at Reilly. I was on the football team all 4 years. I was on the swim team all 4 years. I was on the track team all 4 years. I was part of the student athletic council for 3 years, which helped with Champions Together for the last 2 years I was there. I was involved in the engineering magnet. I wasn't part of ambassadors, which I wish I would have joined, because that was a really cool thing. But yeah, I made sure I was involved at Reilly and helped out a lot, because I got to meet some really cool people and some really great mentors there at Reilly, which helped me along the way.
Well, Andrew, there's only so much time in the day. You can't be involved in everything. All right. And so you brought up the Reilly Student Ambassador Club, or the RSAC is what it's called, right?
Yeah, RSAC, yep.
Okay, so what's the RSAC stand for?
Reilly Student Athletic Advisory Committee.
Okay, and what do you guys do there?
So our first year, we would meet with the AD in the morning, and we would just kind of talk about like the culture of athletics and how to improve them, so that we can be not only a more competitive school in athletics, but also like help developing some of these kids and to be like better character and better people overall. And then the second year, we picked up on a service project. So we continued the same things, trying to better our character, better our leadership qualities. But we focused on Champions Together, which is a thing for special needs kids in our community. And the whole goal is to spread a sense of inclusion through athletics. Because a lot of the times you look out on the football field or the basketball court or in the swimming pool, and special needs kids don't see a lot of people who look like them or act like them. And we were hoping by doing this, we can show people that they can get involved, they can come do track, they can join a team, and they can have a sense of inclusion and a sense of community in their own community.
And you guys hosted a track event in the springtime, and how many people were involved in that?
Total between students and special needs kids all together, kids who actually participated in the clinic, people who helped with the clinic, it was about 50 the first year, and I don't have the exact numbers for the second year, but it was quite similar the second year. And then we always had like a little picnic after, where everyone got to come and like eat, cook out, have a lot of fun. It was a really great time, and it really showed off a really cool side of Reilly High School, and how like not only are these kids like getting their public education, and some of these kids are involved in engineering magnet, and some of these kids are athletes, but we're all like coming together to do something for our community as well.
And that's something that like we take pride in here at Reilly. It's just you guys are just involved in everything, and we might have a computer science engineering magnet, but you guys are just involved in sports and clubs and church groups and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and there's not enough time in the day for all of these.
Yeah.
So what do you think some strengths are of Reilly?
Oh, as of Reilly or the engineering like magnet?
You can answer both or one of them.
I would say the biggest strength of Reilly is just it's like different perspective. You're not going to school with everyone who's just like you or grew up just like you. and you learn to work with people who are different from you. And I feel like that's something a lot of people need, because I've gone off to college, and probably every other alumni can answer this. You go off to college, you're going to be in a class project with someone who doesn't think the exact same as you. My first group paper was with a girl from Singapore, a guy from Switzerland, a kid from Chicago, and a guy from California. So it's like totally different regions, different ideas, different opinions on totally different things. And we're going to write a persuasive essay. So just being able to sit down and work with other people and talk about things and be like, okay, like we can compromise on this. Like that's what Reilly High School taught you, is your opinion and their opinion is not always going to be the same, but you can still work together, walk down the halls together, and get things done. And then engineering magnet wise, I would say the biggest strength is working on projects. Like a huge thing here for Rose Hulman, which is an engineering technical school, that's its main focus, is working on projects. And a lot of kids here struggle with that because they've never had to do that before. They know they can get on a computer and code by themselves for days, but when they have to tell someone else what they're doing, it gets hard. And that's what the real world's like. So that's what's really cool about our engineering magnet.
Most high schoolers, let's see, lifeguard, babysit, mow lawns. What were you doing in your summer times or working?
So in the summertime for me, up until the summer before my freshman year of college, I was a lifeguard at the Salvation Army, which was very cool. It put some money in my pocket to pay for gas and so I could buy a car, and that was really nice. But then Mr. Brubaker, my senior year, connected me with with the Public Works Department for South Bend, and I actually got a really cool internship with the city, going to construction sites, checking things out there, adding like decade-old documents to this database for the city so they can more accurately check out like plats and property lines and easements for drainage and water, so we don't have another disastrous 10-year flood or stuff like that. I was able to work on some really cool stuff with the city because of the connections at Reilly.
Yeah, and I just remember trying to get to a meeting downtown one day and getting yelled at by some construction guy that I was on the wrong side of the road, and it was you.
Yeah, I like to hassle my teachers after I graduate, just, a little payback for you guys.
No, we're proud of you guys. All right. What was your favorite project at Reilly and why?
My favorite projects. One of the projects I liked working on the most was my slang app with Caleb Critton. This is all the way back in my junior year. We created a dictionary app for like older parents, people who aren't as like up to date as some people. So when kids are throwing around these like crazy words like, the okay boomer thing now and like all that stuff, like you could add that to a dictionary. And not only was this like a local app, it was also connected to the cloud through backendless. So we then can store that data. So then if I added something on my tablet, it would transfer over and add it to your tablet as well. So then you could look it up and be like, oh, that's what Andrew said in class today. No, like now I understand it if he says it again. That was one of the cooler projects, just because like I would have never imagined that I could have done something at such like a young age. And that was really cool.
So let's keep talking about like projects and things. If you could design a high school class, what would it be? What would you call it? What would you do in it?
Design like I can pick whatever topic I want to do in it.
Any topic, any projects. What would you?
I think it'd be really cool to do a specific like real world design class where we reached out to real world companies and real world like our public works department or the city or some local company and said, what problems do you have? Like what logistics problems or what like mechanical problems are you facing? And then work with the class as a giant project team where we all developed like brainstorm solutions, analyzed, surveyed, proposed solutions, worked on it together, and then presented it to that company each quarter. And we could then, and that'd be the class. It'd be one giant project building class. It would be cool because that way, like you're going through, sometimes you get caught in the loop at high school and you're just like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing for like my future? And you are every single day, but like being able to work on something that's making an immediate impact in like your community to solve a like current problem would be really cool.
Mention you're studying computer science. What focus are you doing there?
I'm going to be focusing on the data analytics and like more like the cloud side of computer science. But right now, up until my junior year, I'll be taking most of the computer science and software engineering classes until I get past that. So
Well, there's a lot of cloud computing up here in South Bend.
Yeah, I actually just got offered an internship with Trek 10 here back home, so that was really cool.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you want to do with that? I mean, past your internship with Trek 10, what would be some things that you want to do with that, or jobs that you would want, or people you'd want to work with?
I'm really interested, and some people don't totally agree with this, but I'm really interested in how we can like use data to find out more about what's going on. And some people call it like the Big Brother effect, but like sometimes the Big Brother effect does help. It's someone out there who's looking out for you and can help you, whether it's helping a company figure out what their customers want, or helping a user, like here are the most common 10 problems that have been happening this month. If you're having this problem, this is the solution. But I am really interested in politics, and I know the whole political side, there's so much surveying, so much data analysis going into that. I think that'd be pretty cool to go into and like kind of study that stuff, because just building an algorithm to study surveys and data trends for a political campaign, I don't know. It's just really interesting to me.
There's a lot of politics here in South Bend.
Yeah, there are.
We've got someone on the rise. All right. So let's kind of do the step back machine. If you were 14, what advice would you want to hear from yourself?
If I was 14, I would tell myself to stop slacking off, because it kind of took me a while to realize how important like the decisions you make now affect later. But I would tell myself to get involved like my dad and my parents did, and I would remind myself of that, because you only get to do so many things once. And I would tell myself to really make a connection with my teachers and stuff at Reilly, because I did with like most of the engineering magnet, but there are some other teachers at Reilly that have done some really cool stuff for some of my friends. And I really wish I had gotten to know them a little bit better, because you guys do help us even after we graduate a lot. And just those connections you make in high school really do carry over.
It's really great to just see you guys when you come back and all the hard work you guys have done. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is making the lives of the people around you better, whether that's your wife, your kids, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, or whether it's an entire community or a nation or the world. Just it's different for every person, and I feel like that's why it's the best definition, because if your success is just making yourself better and no one else around you, then you're not really successful. You're just improving, and you're not really doing anything with it. Like, you can make the most money in the world, but if you don't spend it on anything, you really didn't do anything with that money. You just did a bunch of stuff that got a bunch of money, and when you died, it just went back out. You didn't really do anything with it. So that's my definition of it.
And you had a big brother that went through Reilly.
Yep.
And what's he up to these days? What's Nathan up to?
He is studying astrophysiology at IUSB with the Nobel Peace Prize professor. I forget his name right now, but he's been studying neutrinos and dark matter over there.
And then you've got a little sister. Is she thinking about coming to Reilly?
I'm not going to decide for her, but we've been pushing her in the Reilly direction. She's been coming to camps and stuff here, and she really likes the school, and she knows all about the great teachers we have at Reilly's.
And we got to thank your parents too. Your parents are a huge part of your success.
Yeah.
And how's your dad doing these days?
He's doing good. He's over in Kuwait right now, helping out. He was called over for military operations, so he'll be back in February. His 9 months will be up then.
And your mom's doing great?
She's doing good, taking care of my sister and everything, because it's just her and my little sister right now. So she's got a lot on her plate. So I try and call home and make sure they're okay every now and then.
Such a good boy. Let's wrap this up. So if someone wants to get a hold of you or get in contact with the Reilly RSAC group, what are some ways they can contact you guys?
If you want to get a hold of the Reilly RSAT group, one of the easiest ways would be either to contact, you can contact myself always. My email is drew.walkowski@gmail.com. If you can tag this in the video when you post the podcast or whatever. Down the link down below or whatever.
That's right.
But then the contact at Reilly now for the RSAC would be Allison Flugner. You would also always contact the athletic department if you're interested in developing yourself as a leader or getting involved with our Champions Together project. Contact them. They'll point you in the right direction.
And they're also on Twitter, right?
Yes, they are on Twitter. Yeah.
So we'll put those links below. Follow them on on Twitter and get in contact with them and keep that program going in the right direction. Andrew, thank you so much for being on and talking about Reilly and your successes, and we can't wait to see where you take off to next.
All right, thank you.